Hi, everyone. Welcome to my 6-point question. This is a great way to see how, with a bit of information and a bit of knowledge, it can help you make a lot of money in commercial real estate. So here's the situation. You have a 100,000 square foot building. The building has 2 tenants and no vacancy. The first tenant is 80,000 square feet. They pay $20 per square foot in net annual rent, and they're there for only 2 more years. The other tenant, a smaller tenant, is 20,000 square feet. They pay $20 per square foot net also, but they're there for 10 more years. The cap rate or capitalization rate is 5%, and the market net effective rent is $10 per square foot, roughly half the $20 per square foot that these tenants are paying. So the first question you can ask yourself is, what is this property worth? Well, the landlord has a 100,000 square foot building. They pay $20 per square foot net. So that's $2 million per year in net operating income. We take that $2 million a year in net operating income, divide it by the cap rate of 5%, we get $40 million. However, this property is not worth $40 million. That 80,000 square foot tenant, they could leave in 2 years, and the rent would go down to that $10 per square foot market. So the value would only be about $24 million. So this landlord wanting to sell for 40 is not going to want to sell and get $24 million. So now let's take it to the other side, and we're in your office, and now you're a tenant leasing rep. You get a great phone call. It's the 80,000 square foot tenant calling you. He's saying, you know what? I would really like you to help me out. I know your market really well. I thought you could help me up with my renewal. My lease is coming up. I really like my space and I want to stay here, but I don't think the landlord wants to reduce my rent to where it should be. So you say, great, this is a fantastic call you get out of nowhere, and you can make a lot of money. So you're all over it. You happen to know the landlord even better. So you give him a call and you say, landlord, the tenant, he's been a good tenant to your building for a long time. He wants to stay, but the rent isn't $20 a foot anymore. He wants to pay you 10 or maybe less. This is a great opportunity for you. The landlord comes to you and we start negotiating back and forth. Then you come with a great idea. You say, what happens if instead of expiring now, let's extend, instead of 2 years out, let's do a renewal today and take me out for 8 more years. So it's a 10-year lease. And when we do the math on that, instead of paying $10 per square foot, we know we have to pay $20 per square foot, which is more than market. We blend that over the extra 8 years and we do a brand new deal at $15 per square foot for 10 years today. The landlord says, great deal, shakes your hand. You're really worried now. Your tenant is going to be really pissed off. I could have done a lot better. Turns out you go back to your tenant. You say, tenant, we got a deal. We could do a deal at $15 for 10 years. And you don't have to move. He is ecstatic. He said, that's a great deal. Thank you very much. Why is he so happy? If he had to go relocate his space, a new fit out for him would have been $100 a square foot. Remember I said he liked his space? Well, $100 per square foot times 80,000 square feet, that's $8 million. So you saved him a lot of money. Also, let's look at the other side. The landlord, instead of selling his building for $24 million, now we could probably get, did the numbers quickly before, about $32 million for his building with this new lease in place. Sounds good. So out of these 3 parties, who do you think is the happiest? Is it the tenant that saved $8 million? The landlord that made the difference between 24 and 32 million? That's also $8 million? Or is it you, the real estate agent? You just made a $400,000 commission, and your investment sales guy who did the sale, he probably made about 1% on this deal. So he came up with $320,000 in commission, probably gave you back a bit, maybe could give you 10% of that for referring him, maybe more if you negotiate it. So it's a win-win-win deal, and you just made a lot of money. So enjoy your looking into commercial real estate, and I hope you find this helpful.